Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Nick Slavik. I'm the proprietor of the Nick Slavik Painting and Restoration Company. I'm also a host of this show, Ask a Painter Live. It's a weekly live Facebook show where I use my over 2 decades of experience as a entrepreneur, a craftsman, a painter, restorationist to answer any of your questions live. Now, for homeowners, this is a chance for you to ask the biggest bunch of professional contractors in the world any question you've ever wanted to ask. And for professionals, this is a forum for us to exchange some knowledge. So entrepreneurship, apprenticeship, marketing, accounting, finance, coding science, anything you want. So today I'm here on one of my favorite job sites that's going on right now. This is an addition onto a house, and they have some beautiful woodwork here. I have 2 of my crews here right now doing some final cleanup on a Friday so we can make a clean break. I got a lot of fun things going on today. We have the Data Color Pro. I'm going to kind of run through a quick demonstration with you guys here. Dean Cut, thanks for watching. I got a very interesting project next week coming up that I'm going to be doing tons of live stuff from. And I also have a question that got sent in from a contractor, and I thought I'd use one of the PDCA standards to answer the question for him. So anything you guys want to talk about, put it down below here. We'll get going. Kindest thing you can do for a show like this is to share it. So send it out there, get a bunch of other contractors, get a bunch of other homeowners, and let's exchange some knowledge here with the goal to raise the standard in our industry. So all of these shows, this is number 92. Every single one of these shows is archived on YouTube. You can go watch it anytime. You can go to my Facebook page, Nick Slavik, which we're on right now. There's an Ask a Painter page where you can also send me a bunch of questions. And I also have a Nick Slavik Painting and Restoration page for my business too, if you're interested about seeing anything there. Next week, we are doing, I got a picture here. There's a home show at the Minneapolis Convention Center. And each year they build what they call the Idea House. So this is a really cool kind of modernist kind of house like this. The cool thing is they build it in about 4 or 5 days inside the convention center, and they're going to get this thing up, and then my company is tasked to paint this entire house in one night. So all of us, we're loading up here. When we're done, we're going to fill the trucks up with all our gear, restock everything. Monday, we're going to get there about noon. We're actually going to have a war room meeting at the convention center as a company. We're going to go through a couple things there, and then we are going to attack this house, the entire company, all night long until we finish it, and then I'll take off for the next day here. So it's going to be super cool. This is not a color rendering, but the colors in it are going to be really cool. It's going to have a lot of innovative stuff. Kohler's partnering with it. IKEA will be there. A whole bunch of other local contractors. It'll just be a blast. So, John, you want to help out with the color here quick?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to have the head of my apprenticeship program, John, here, and we're going to see if we can't demonstrate this guy here. So, little background, you want to fire up your phone there, John, see what we can do, and then grab yellow, blue, and green tape there if you don't mind. So, Data Color, Color Reader Pro. The Pro actually has this readout here, and I'll fire this thing up. You can see... you can couple this with an app on your phone, which we're going to show you here in a bit. But if you don't have the app on your phone, the colors will actually show up on here. So super easy to use. There is one button on this thing and one readout. It couldn't be simpler, super intuitive. There's a little calibration disc in here, and the thing will tell you when it needs to be calibrated. It'll say calibrate it, and you basically arrow right here, arrow right there, line them up, hit the button once, and in 2 seconds this thing is calibrated, ready to go. Let's slip this guy back in here. Now, since we needed 2 smartphones for this thing, because obviously I can't show you on mine, I'll post some screenshots of what I've been doing. I've actually used this thing twice this last week on projects. One of them, an interesting thing, painted the inside of a couple's home. They threw all my cans away with my beautiful labels on them, and then they wanted the same colors. So I had just gotten this last week, and in about 20 seconds, you fire this up, put it on the wall, and it tells you exactly the color it was. So, okay, you got your app going?
I got my app going.
Okay, so easy enough. If you're at a job site, you don't have any cell service, which we have some tricky cell service out here. What you can actually do is, I'll hold it up to some other tape here. See if I can show you. Well, let's see what we can do here. This is probably going to be backwards with the live video, but you'll get the idea. So all you do is hit the button once, and then it starts telling you the color names. So we got a bear color on there right now, and there's a Valspar color, and there's another bear color. So you can download fan decks that you can have about 10,000 colors on here. Oh, there you go. Here, John, show them a screenshot here. John was able to get the app going on the phone too, and so you can see the top 3 readouts that I showed you on my phone. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. Those are the 3 closest manufacturers' colors there. Now, there's going to be a ton of questions about what manufacturers are served and what aren't. There's a huge list when you get the app going, and the cool thing is you can customize this. You can get different fan decks on there. So if you don't have any Kelly Moore paint near you, don't even bother putting it on there. I put the big 6 on there, but it's a super cool thing here. So let's do. You ready to do here? Why don't you hold it up and we'll do this in real time here. Okay, so we're gonna see. Here's the magic. We're gonna show you what secret color frog tape is. For those of you who actually use tape. There we go. What's the top color on there, John?
It is basil green.
Basil green from Benjamin Moore, one I've actually used before. Okay, now 3M humid tape. Let's see what we got here.
And that's Spectrum Yellow.
Spectrum Yellow, awesome. And the Benjamin Moore Color Preview Sun Porch, cool. So basically, and we can do, let's see, you got a piece of trim handy?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a super cool thing. It'll give you actual manufacturer's colors, things like that. I'll run through a few specs on it with you too, but this thing's been super handy, and honestly, this is easier. It's iPhone-esque with a button on it, and you basically can't get it wrong. It's got a little faceted end here too, so that when I put it on a table, it won't roll off too. That was kind of nice. I didn't appreciate that till you didn't need it to roll off. So okay. Piece of trim here too, so we'll see if we can get a flat spot. All right, get that phone up there, Johnny boy. Let's make sure we get red there. Maybe I got to get a flat spot here. Okay, so it shot out a bear color at us right here. Okay, that's awesome, John. Thank you. Yep. Okay, so basically, doing my research on this product here, obviously for somebody who's been around as long as I have and a lot of all of you have, you've seen a lot of these things. And in years past, they've been sort of blunt objects that weren't very intuitive and didn't really work. And you guys know that I am not beholden to any paint manufacturer, any manufacturer of any tools or anything. So I get a lot of stuff sent to me, and I will only bring you guys stuff that I actually can use and I find that actually work and solve a problem. I don't like to have things that create a problem to solve. And this is a really good product, and I've actually used it this last 2 weeks here. It's been good. So 10,000 colors you can get on board. They have most of the major paint manufacturers, and they're adding very frequently. I spoke to Susan Bunting, who I met at the PDCA Expo, and they just added, I believe, Kelly Moore just very recently too. Some people were asking about this on the thread the other day. So they have 8 languages, which is really cool. And there's actually palettes on that app you can do. So if you do a bunch of color matching, you can actually form palettes together, save them, and then send them out to clients, do stuff like that. And it's almost like a project management tool at some point. So Virginia Youngblood, just a minute ago, it's the, I'll hold it up for you. It's Data Color Pro. For any of you guys who recognize this logo here, when you go to the paint stores, a lot of those color readers are this. This is a super advanced portable version of those things. So everybody's probably used something similar, or at least used some technology from this company. It's got the LED readout on it there, Bluetooth obviously with the phone. You can actually make, if you have a paint manufacturer that you want on there, you can go to their website, datacolor.com, and actually suggest what fan decks and things, or if there's a manufacturer with a fan deck missing, certainly go there and suggest it. They're very, very responsive to people, and they're really looking to make this a good tool for contractors, not just a gadget that's kind of cool and you throw in a toolbox and never use. They actually want this to be something that people like us use. So Oh, and also one thing I was tooling around on this thing too, they actually have electronic versions of the fan decks on the phone, so it's not just the color matching. If you download those fan decks to your app and things like that, you can actually go through. I do a ton of Hirschfield's, Benjamin Moore, and Sherwin-Williams, and you can get on there and like Benjamin Moore, you can actually scroll through the fan deck and it gives you information on the colors too. So we went through the calibration. Oh, interestingly enough, I just for curiosity's sake, I color matched myself. I am actually Benjamin Moore Waynesboro taupe, so just something I thought was kind of fun. And I was playing with this with the kids this last week, and they walked all over the house trying to find the coolest color names there. So, oh yeah, Nick May, thank you. Nick May hopped on. Nick's very familiar with this. He's got a link for this, so you can purchase it down there too. So, and yeah, let me see if there's anything else I forgot. I think that's everything I got. So we're gonna go on to a contractor question here real quick. It was sent to me through the PDCA. A contractor wrote in from Virginia, said, I'm a young contractor. I'm trying to come up with a warranty plan for my clients. What do you do? What should I offer? What should I not offer? What has worked and what has not worked? So, okay. In my industry, I am an outlier when it comes to this, but I do not offer any warranties on stuff. We pride ourselves in craftsmanship. It doesn't mean that nothing ever happens. Once every 3 years or so, something happens on a job, something fades, something chips, something peels, whatever. I basically just stand by my jobs and do that. Now, I've been around in my area for quite a while, and I think I've built up a lot of goodwill with there. The name is known for painting, things like that. So I have that, and I'm not oblivious to the fact that I'm sort of a trusted name in my local area here. If you're a young upstart and you're going to be in a big metro area, you may have to offer a warranty, but be willing to follow it up, because if you offer it, people will sometimes find ways to take you up on it. Now, the reason I don't offer warranties, let's talk about outsides. I do a lot of old houses, not a lot of new construction. New construction, you can basically do whatever you want to bare hardy board and bare LP. It's gonna stick, whatever, it'll fade, but by the time it fades in 1 to 3 years, the homeowners usually don't get back to you. When you're doing, let's say, somewhere between a 40 and 100-year-old house, if you put a warranty on that house and there's still previous paint on there, you're warranting basically everything that's ever been done to that house. And I'm not comfortable doing that, especially when you're into a 100-year-old house. I mean, you could have calcimine, milk paint, oil paint, lead paint, early versions of butyl latex, all sorts of crazy stuff thrown in there. There could be an oil stain, a water-based stain. And, what I basically tell all my clients is that, I'm going to go through insane lengths to make sure that nothing happens to your house. But if something ever does, you have my phone. I mean, my full name and my phone number is on my truck. I live in this town. I'm never leaving, and feel free to call me anytime. It kind of is what it is. So once every 3 years, you got a house that fades, and I try to work with the manufacturer and say, hey, this is way premature. This happened. This whole house faded within a year or two, and just like every other thing, yes, all the paints come with a lifetime warranty, but all they're going to do is give you a whole pile of paint and make you do it again. And some manufacturers are a little better than others. If there's a definite case of premature failure where something went just horribly wrong, they'll usually pitch in to repaint or to pay to repaint it. But it also depends on your track record as a contractor, because if you're making complaints to the store every week, they are way less likely to help you. Once every 3 years, I have to do something on a project. Once every 5 or 6 or 7 years, I go to the manufacturer and say, clearly, I have a track record with you guys. I never ask you for anything. I wouldn't be here unless I'm serious. And then at that time, they hop to really, really quickly. So that's been really good. Also, there is a PDC, that's my kind of take on it, but there is a PDCA standard that can actually help you define that. So whether you have a warranty or not, it lays out some guidelines for you, the contractor, and the homeowner. It is the P8, made a few notes on here myself, but basically P8 is the contractor and the owner's responsibility for maintenance. And maintenance is one of those things too where, yes, every house, if you repaint the outside of a house in 10 years, something will probably fade or peel, or you're going to get those areas where water infiltrates and some paint bubbles up. and that's not a warranty issue at that point. You know, there's guidelines set out by paint manufacturers, and there's also guidelines here. So basically, these standards are not a contract for you. They're not a liability insurance policy. The key to these PDCA standards, the Painting and Decorating Contractors of America standards, is that you guys all agree to them and sign off on them before the project even starts. If you go out there with no contract, paint a house, and it peels a year later, and you come back and say, yeah, but there's this painting and decorating standard, the homeowner doesn't know what that is. If you're working with a contractor as a sub, they don't know what that is, and they'll basically say, that doesn't mean anything to us. So on the bottoms of a lot of estimates and contracts, it says, by accepting this contract, you adhere to all PDCA standards. And this is not always just for the painter. This isn't a thing to make sure that the painter has no liability. It lays out an agreeable objective way to the homeowner's going to be taken care of, you're going to be taken care of, and if there's a contractor involved that you're subbing for, they're going to be taken care of as well. So it basically says all surfaces that have been painted benefit from timely inspection and repair. And that's sort of, the next part of this goes into touch-up or painting becomes a maintenance procedure after the contract has been fulfilled or your warranty obligation has been lapsed. So you paint a house, you have a 5-year warranty on it. After you've been paid for that house, obviously the homeowner's happy with whatever work you've done. 5 years later, when your warranty is up, then you have fulfilled your obligation. And if 6 months later something happens to the house, if you and the homeowner have understood this, then you have a reasonable ground to stand on and say, okay, we all agreed to this now, let's come up with a solution to it. So obviously, contract, this will not get you out of defects in workmanship or quality of materials. If you're watering down exterior paint farther than the manufacturer recommends, there's no amount of PDCA standards or warranties that are going to get you out of this here. So, and corrective actions needed for the substrate must be documented and approved by the homeowner before application. So this is a big one on here too, that if a house peels a year after painting, and there was a structural issue or there's a water infiltration issue or a vapor barrier issue, if you didn't document that, you're probably going to be on the hook for it, because the only thing that the homeowner is going to see out there is a peeling paint or fading paint. And they're not going to say, well, hey, no problem there. There's just a vapor barrier issue. There's water trickling down because there's no drip edge on the house, things like that. So basically, and I just pulled out a couple very important, this is about a 2 or 3 page standard that lists everything you need to know about it. But basically that indicates that, when you have a house that's being worked on, if you notice any defects in the way the siding is done, the windows are sealed, anything else, you have to get that documented, and then you have to leave it up to the homeowner to get it fixed and the homeowner to give you their blessing on whether it's done or not. And obviously you have to look at it and see that the craftsmanship's okay and go forward. So, all right, I think that's basically all I have for today. I'm going to get off and try to clean house on the week here. We are going to start that big idea home Monday, so we're trying to finish all these projects in order to get this done. I'm going to quick walk you through this project. This is a really fun project here. So this is I'll put down this guy here. Okay, so this is a master suite edition. Onto this beautiful home way out in the kind of hinterlands here. You can see we got the beautiful headers. We oil primed everything, true divided light, double hungs, took all those apart, got outside on the ladders, did some finishing too to seal up those windows 100%, oil primed everything, and then water closet here, and then as per usual here, 2 coats of Benjamin Moore Advanced Satin. It's just such a beautiful finish when you see that in the light. And these things are all kind of going back together here. Oh, Data Color, thanks for hopping on there. If you guys have any questions too, you can post them here. Otherwise, Nick May's on here. He knows about the Data Color stuff, and Data Color is on here. So they're super responsive people. I've had an absolutely awesome time talking with them. And if you guys have any questions, they can certainly help you out. So you can see this is actually the exterior wall of the old house, old outside of the chimney there, and they built the master closet around it here. This is beautiful, beautiful windows. I love the trim there. We'll walk through here. We got pre-finished barn doors, safely encased in plastic. Shower to be back here. You can see that beautiful shiplap ceiling that these super studious apprentices were working on this last week. Especially when you get that rake and light. That's a beautiful, beautiful finish up there. So we have our little operation here. We're taking tape and plastic off windows, cleaning them all up. Then you can see one of my young fellows over there looking for flaws, looking for touch-ups. You're obviously not finding any, right, Will?
No
flaws at all, not one, that's the whole thing. So, yeah, beautiful, beautiful window set there. Awesome shine. Just a beautiful, beautiful finish. These guys did well here. So yeah, you can see some of my portable racking here as well. This collapses down. We have door hinges here so we can pop the pins out, and these will fit in the back of a full-size pickup truck. We got our electrical conduit there, and it's all kind of modular. Super easy to use. One person can easily set those up, and with about 2 of these, you can put all the mill work for about a 3,500 square foot house on. They're super nice to use, and you can just collapse them and put them away. And Johnny Boy there, head of the apprenticeship program, just putting in some sashes. We got one of our big boys on this site here. What are we spraying with this guy, Johnny?
We sprayed all the woodwork, all the trim.
Oh, nice.
With
Nice.
yeah.
You guys aren't messing around. All right, that beautiful little hallway back to the existing house here. Just beautiful, beautiful banks of windows, all true divided light. Just beautiful, beautiful finish on those things. So yeah, brings a little tear to my eye when I come on a Friday and everything is so well done. Everybody's organized, everybody's plugging away. So okay, let's scroll through, see if we got any other questions here. All right. And then I'm gonna get back to it here. Dean Cudd and Russ Perry, as usual, thank you for watching, everybody. I'm gonna scroll through quick here, see what we got, see what else we got here. Gustavo, excellent project, lots of planning. Yeah, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Oh, lots of great names here. Nice gadget. Oh yeah, that thing's been really fun to use. So, oh, thanks a lot, Nick. Appreciate it. Nick May. If you guys don't follow Nick May, follow Nick May. Follow Walls by Design. His company. He's got a super innovative way of running a company, and very good entrepreneur. And he's also got the Business Brush group on Facebook. It's probably the highest quality gathering of paint business entrepreneurs on the internet, and a free flow of information there. So get a hold of that if you can. Ray Roddy, cool gadget. I checked it out at PDC Expo. Yeah, it was. That's where I learned about it too. I was very impressed with it there. So Maurizio, thank you for watching. James Gilbert, I used one from Sherwin-Williams. Painted a Sherwin-Williams color and tested it and set a completely different color. Where'd you get this one? You can go to datacolor.com, and actually I think Datacolor or Nick May posted right after this. So Virginia, we got your question taken care of though. Okay, Nick's got the link there. Awesome. Ken Yackley, thanks for watching. All right, Joel, boa tarde, my friend, down in Brazil. I had a fun time watching Papo de Pintor last night down in Brazil. You guys had a good show talking about safety and stuff. It's actually something we're going to be doing company-wide safety probably in the next month here. So it's good to see you guys do that. And Datacolor, there you go. Hopping on there, James Gilbert. All right, Virginia. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Everybody's impressed with your project, guys. They love the organization, and everybody's so happy. Everybody's so happy. And we're doing good, and absolutely no flaws in the woodwork, which is really cool. Thanks for the compliment on the racking system. Yeah, Chris Moll, look at that. And Chris, you got to tell me if you're coming down for dinner this week here. You said you were coming down with your wife, so yeah, that's a beautiful ceiling, and especially the way the light catches that stuff there. So, all right, everybody, you have a good weekend here. It's time for me to get back to work, and time for these people as well to get back to work instead of staring at the camera. So, all right, guys, have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.